Welcome back again, everyone. We are going to continue our journey to create or to build a full stack project for a swimming management system. And from the last video, what we did was we successfully integrated our Angular application, Keycloak, and also our backend using the dummy page or the dummy layout, so we can retrieve the information from our user, such as the first name, last name, and also the token. And then we are using the token to access the secured APIs, which were only for the I think an admin or parents profile. Now we are going to extend again our application so that we are building a real components from Angular. Okay, so I think from the last time we successfully we successfully create the path or we successfully tested the API from registration to login. Now the difference for today, we are not using the dummy page. We are building the real registration components, for example, with the form, and also we are going to also extend our route so that we have a proper routing and integrated with our backend. Okay, so the flow for today is going to again registration. Once the registration was successful, it's going to be showing the registration success page, which is just a button to login. And once we click login, it will be redirected to the Keycloak login page. And once we are successfully logged in, then the dashboard or the profile page according to the role will be displayed. Okay, so it's a bit of a role-based access for the API. If you see here on the back end again, quickly have a look at the back end. The get path for profile, it's just the parents / me, and the roles allowed are the parents. Okay, so we are going to see that today on the front end, but let's go to the front end first. Oh yeah, if you are not sure about how to start the Angular application, I think you can just go to the Angular website and just have a look at quick documentation. It's not really that hard. I think for initiating or for creating a new Angular project, you just have to go to your root directory. For me, it's the swim app front end here, and you just type ng new and your project name like this. Since I already have it, I don't do that. And also for creating new components, for example, or a surface, you just have to do it the same way, ng, and then you have to generate, or you can also use g for generate, and the components, for example, component to create component. And then because I have another directory for component, so once we create the component, it should be on components directory, and the name of the components. For example, I use layout, for example, here. Once you create here, Angular will automatically generate the components or with the 4 different types file. It's the TS file, CSS, HTML, and the spec TS, I think, for testing. So if you do this, if you're not sure, we are if you're not sure if it's the right directory or if it's the right name, you can always run this command with try run, and you will see. Oh, because I already have for that one, sorry. Example, just like example, try run. So you see, using this command, the Angular generates automatically the example component, and it will be on the src app components example, and the example css, all the files that the Angular generates, like the styling, HTML, the logic, the TypeScript, and also the testing files. Okay, so yeah, it's not really that complicated. It's the same case with the surface. It's like ng generate surface, and then I used another directory called surfaces, and then example surfaces. Again, just try run if you're not sure if it's correct directory, like this. So you see, for the surface, there will be only two automatically files generated, because it's just the logic. They don't need the HTML and the styling or the CSS file. Okay, so I think that's all that I want to show you, and now we are going to our yeah. So the registration, I think we already have it. I think it's on the parent surface. If you see here on the left side here where my cursor is, so the register URL are the register URL is the localhost parents register. It must match the name of the backend. Let's have a look at again for the backend here. So it's the parents. If you see here, so this is the one that we need to match our front end. So the front end will call this method, and then they're doing the logic on the back end. So if it's successfully registered, and the parents will the parent account will be created on the Keycloak as well as on the application database. So we have two database, first for the Keycloak and second for the application. The reason being, so we need a consistent database between the both, because once we are creating one parent, it should be one parent on the application database and one parent on the Keycloak, so it will match when we need to confirm if this account is we call it, if this account belongs to the same parents. Okay, so we're going to back again, and then for the profile URL, it's the localhost parents me, and you see here again, I think at the bottom here, so me get my profile, and then you see here the logic. Okay, we are not going to go deeper on the parent surface again, because the logic I already make a separate video. Feel free to watch the previous video. Okay, so yeah, today it's going to be register, successful register, login, and then once we log in, and the dashboard profile will come out. Okay, and let me show you so this is the layout here, the home page. I think if I show you the let me close this one quickly. App, if we saw the root here, the application routing is really important. So I have the path is just an empty path, and it will load the layout component. We will go to that in a second. And on this layout, they have a children. It's going to be the profile. It's the parents me, and then and the dashboard. Okay, so for the registration, it's not the, I think it's also, yeah, no, I think the registration is not the part of the layout because it has a different one. So from the layout, why do I have the layout component as the parent and the children? Because we are going to reuse all the navbar here, and also if you go to we cannot look at right now. I think is it going to, yeah, okay, so you can see it. So we are going to have this layout reusable for other roles as well. Now it's not there yet because we are not logged in yet. That's why the account or the dashboard profile is still empty. But actually on the right logic now, once I implement the API guard on the Angular side, we cannot access this one if we are not logged in. But yeah, now we can access it because I haven't set any guard or any API secured type of thing here. Okay, so just go back to the home page again, just a quick information. Okay, and then, oh sorry, yeah, so that's the one. And later on I will add also for the admin and also for the trainer, because we are going to have the same layout for all the dashboard, just a different content. So it's basically a role-based access. Okay, and then now we are going to the let me close this one quickly again. Yeah, so it's not that full. So yeah, we are going to the authentication surface. What it did, it's I create an interface called the authenticated user. It stored the username, the ID, and the roles for to be retrieved on. So what are on the what are things that 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 what are things are on the authentication surface? It's going to be the logic behind the authenticated user. So what happened once the user is authenticated or logged in? Okay, so this is really nice. If you see here, how do we know that the user are already logged in on? And if you see it, there's an object called the Keycloak event signal. It's really nice. So you don't have to build it by yourself and to recognize if the user already logged in, because the I think it's from the Angular Keycloak Angular. The Keycloak Angular provides an event type and also the object here called Keycloak event signal, so it automatically recognizes if a user do something on the account. Okay, it's really nice. So it's a signal. It's pretty popular on Angular. It's signal. So it's the state. If it's changed, it will tell you that there is a changes there, and it will be captured on this Keycloak event variable here. And it's also read-only and private, so you cannot change the value. Okay, and then I create this current user as a signal, so we can use this current user on the on our template or the HTML, and we can retrieve the information there. Okay, I'll show you that one on the HTML, but now for now, let's just have a look at the code first. Okay, and then the constructor, it's going to be this event that we get from the Keycloak event here. And then if we see here, it will log the Keycloak event, and we see the event from the Keycloak, what is going on here. But yeah, also don't really know how this happens behind the curtain. It's just yeah, I think it's really helpful from the Angular Keycloak that they provide this one. Otherwise you have to build yourself. Okay, so and then we create another control flow here. If the authentication is success, it will, yeah, it's just to debugging to console log the Keycloak is ready and authenticated, and then we are going to be redirected to this method load and navigate. And if we are going to see the load and navigate method, it's going to be get the current user here. So yeah, the auth.me, it's from the backend side. If you see here again, it's, I think, this one on the right side where my cursor is. So the path is going to be auth.me. It's retrieving all the information from the user which is authenticated. If you see here also, its label is using the annotation of authenticated. It means the API is secured, so we cannot just access this one. I think we can test it here. I think we can what's to call it again, wait, sorry, I think we can test it if, yeah, let's see if it's possible to do this. So yeah, we cannot access this one because it's already secure. It's, if we inspect this one on the console, oh no, not, yeah, so I think it's yeah, failed to load authenticated user because yeah, status 401 unauthorized because we are not authenticated yet. So just show that the logic is working. Now we are going back to our home, and oh, sorry, yeah, so it's working. And then this is the load and navigate. Once the user was authenticated, then yeah, get this current user, get this info from the user, and then we create a user object here. So it will be a signal, and then after this, you see how nice it is. Just that the user, which is going to be here, the current user is a signal. They recognize the roles, so we just have to find the roles from the user which is logged in, and find the roles from here. Includes parent if the role is a parent, and then it will automatically navigate to the dashboard. And then if the user trainer, it's going to trainers me, and if it's admin, it's going to be console log admin, because I haven't created the admin component, so I'm just gonna console log it. Okay, I think that's all. So you see here, if it's not if the user is not authenticated, it will show this console log which we saw earlier. Okay, so next we are going to our, I think it's our parent service. Yeah, so register parent and get my profile here. We get this parent summary DTO interface, and then it's going to call this profile URL here. So if you see here, yeah, so yeah, so to get my profile needs this parent summary DTO interface, and the, I think the attributes have to match on what we have on the back end. Okay, and then yeah, we call this URL from here, and then it will show the profile of the user. Okay, so now we are going to implement this on the and we are going to see this on the front end part. let's see, it's the register, oh no, it's parents register, I think. So you see, now we are going to have the Angular form here. It's really simple. I think you can be creative. I'm not really a front end guy, so I'm just learning how to design a really good front end part. You see here the form, it's already hard for me itself. I ask a lot of things from the ChatGPT, but yeah, I think you can be creative on use the how to design the form. Okay, and one more, I use the Angular material, so I don't have to style it again. Okay, so it's really nice to use the Angular material. They provide all the components. I think if you go here, material, yeah, I'm using this one. Okay, so you can see the example here, the code. I think the code looks real similar, just the styling, just the styling looks a little bit different. So yeah, by the CSS I need to make it this on the middle and something like that. Okay, so yeah, now we are going to we are going to see the component. I think see application components, and I think it's the registration component first. Okay, so we are going to look at the what I call this one, oh yeah, so it's another registration HTML. Okay, so we are going to go to the logic first. The change detection strategy, it's just when we click it, the state is changing and Angular receive it, and something like the animation here occurs on the form field. I think it's nice just to see a little bit animation. Okay, so because I'm using a standalone component, if you see here, it's a standalone component. Yeah, so you have to always import the module, for example the mod form icon input, form control, card, button, something like that for the button here from the form field. So you have to import it automatically, and you have to import also here. Okay, so to be able to use it. Okay, so I think there is no, oh yeah, it's really important that we have the parent surface, because it's all the logic that we have. And then we create a new form group, call it form, and then what's in there are just going to be email, first name, last name, username, and password. It should be also matches on what we have on the back end, otherwise it's not going to be working. Okay, so the HTML, I think again I just use the same class here to create a container, just to make it a bit nicer here on the middle. And then you can see here on the mod card action, so the buttons themselves are part of the form field, which is going to take some action when we click. And I use the button here from the Angular material, and then so once we click the register here, register button, it's going to be register the parents. If we already have an account, we will log in. Okay, so for now we are just going to have an parent example. Okay, so we just I don't know, maybe Tom Araya. This is the lead singer from the Slayer band. They already disbanded, but I just like him, so I just use his name for my example. So it's playeradmin.com. okay, username it's TRIM, okay, and password just 12345 6. Okay, let's see, register. Okay, so we are going to here, registration successful, your account has been created, you can now log in. If we click login, we are going to be redirected to the Keycloak login page, and I can show you the logic here again. So we already finished with the registration. I'm going to close this one, and then we are going to have the registration success, I guess. Yeah, it's not that really that much. If you see here, just yeah, another this one. And really important is I want to show you the surface or the logic for the Keycloak itself here. So app surface Keycloak surface. So this is where the logic from the Keycloaks live. Yeah, so yeah, you can see here we use some people use the init method to just see if the Keycloak working. We don't have to do that actually, because we already set on our application configuration that we are using the SSO. So okay, so and this is the login method. Yeah, this is the from the Keycloak JS. It's really nice also using the Keycloak JS. So once the login method there, we're directed to our here our Keycloak login with the project, with our project. I think you can customize also, but yeah, like I said, I'm not really a front-end type of guy, so I just use what it is. And then once we are finished with the login, it's going to be our redirect URI is, once we've successfully logged in, redirected to our homepage of application. But since we already defined what happened after the successful login, that they are going to be redirected to the dashboard according to their role and see their profile. It's just for the I think I was tested if it's working, so I'm using this one. If I don't define where the user will be redirected once they successful login, I think it will go for this URI, which is going to be our localhost 4200. Okay, so this is the logout, and it is for this login to check if the user is already authenticated or login, and this is get the token. I think it's already really simple now. Just login, logout, check if the user is authenticated, and also get the token. Okay, and yeah, I think that's all. Now we can go back to here, login to our created parent DOM area, which I think it's 1 2 3 4 5 6 times 0. Yeah, okay, so you can see here now it's going to be our dashboard, and it's really simple. I haven't added too much detail. I think for the parents on the dashboard, they can see all the swimmer or kids that they registered to the swimming course. Okay, so we are going to have we are going to look at our registration component. What do you call it? App component dashboard TS. Okay, and then wait, I think I just close this one, and src app dashboard, no, dashboard component, sorry, components dashboard, no, dashboard html. Okay, yeah, so it's still really simple. We are just have this user signal from what we have on the authentication surface I saw you earlier. That's why we injecting, or we call it again here, the authentication surface object here, and then we use this user, so we can use this user as a template on our HTML. If you see here, I use the Angular directive, I think. So if the user roles include parents, so it will show the welcome to your parent dashboard. I think we can also use this one for our admin and trainer. That's why it's really nice to have this signal, so we can use the signal here and on our template, so we have to call it the authentication surface every now and then. Okay, so it's just there. Okay, and then if we are clicking our profile here, and our profile will be shown here. Look at this, the first name, last name, and it's we are going to have the information, which account they have. It's the parent, it's the personal information, and the username, and what's I haven't also create this edit profile, but you can edit later on. Now it's just to see the logic works. Okay, and then yeah, so we can also look at our layout, layout, I think, or a profile. Okay, let's have a look at the components for our layout first, and then we are going to layout component. Yeah, close this one. Yeah, it's just, again, it's a simple one. We find the Keycloak surface and the authentication surface. We also use this user as a signal on because we need that on our layout HTML. Yeah, because we need that for our template, which is the HTML. Yeah, no, I just use this one, HTML. Okay, yeah, it's just a nice toolbar. If you see here, I imported the mat toolbar module to have this toolbar here on the top, swing management system. If you see here, if you see the logic here on the left, toolbar, swing management system. So if the user roles include parents, I have this link, router link, parents me, which is going to retrieve the profile. If you pay attention on the authentication surface profile, we are already there here on our profile. So once we are on profile, we will go to our parent profile HTML, but this one is just to see. Yeah, so it's the logout here, and then yeah, it's the main part. It's going to be the router outlet, which is going to be the main application, our main application. What's changed, it's just so we can use this template for our other users. Okay, so yeah, don't forget, it's a standalone component, so you have to always import this toolbar module or whatever module you need later on. I use this toolbar icon and button to style a little bit over here. Okay, and then like I said, now we are going to our profile, parent profile, ts. Yeah, now close this one, and then HTML. Okay, so yeah, this is really nice. It is really important that we are importing our signal, because we are using this signal and then also the onInit method from the Angular core. Why? Because that once we are successfully logged in, we need to initiate this parent profile, so that so if you see here the init method ng on init, what it does is, just when we click the profile, we have the dedicated parent profile. Okay, so this one, get my profile, it will automatically load the profile for the user. Otherwise it's not going to be displayed here. Okay, so we need to implement this init method, so once we click, it will show our component. Okay, so if you see here on the console log, I think click my profile, console log, so you see here. Yeah, I also want to show you again this one, the my profile object, parent ID number 16, last name, first name, username, email, and the Keycloak event that I want to show you earlier is a Keycloak event. So you see here, I think the token has expired, but I already used the feature called the auto refresh token or something, so that's why it's said here auto refresh success, they regenerated again the token, and that's why we can click the profile here. Otherwise we are not going to be able to use the or see the profile. We need to log in again, but since we define the auto refresh token, so we don't have to do that. And you see here the cloak is ready authenticated, and then again we click the profile again, so it will show the profile. It's really nice. So it shows us that the logic works here. And then yeah, I think that's all. Yeah, this is just the layout or the styling. If you see here, I think you can do better than me. So yeah, so we also use the parent as the signal. If you see here, parent signal, and it takes the parent summary DTO, so we can use the signal for our template and get the email right here. Okay, it's really nice to change the state here. Okay, so I think the last one is just the logout. When we click logout here, so you see all the information gone. And then if we inspect the console, did I do something? Yeah, so it's called the failed to authenticated, failed to load profile. You see, if you're not authenticated, we are not able to see the profile. But actually, once we click logout, the user will be redirected to the login page. But I haven't met the connection yet, or I haven't met the logic yet. So I think that's all for now. I think on the next one we will see a little bit more complete profile for all the admin, trainer, and also for the parents, and also with the real profile page. Okay, so that's all for now. Thank you for your attention, and I'll see you on the next video.